With the second season of Jujutsu Kaisen having started a few weeks ago, and with the current pace of the manga, I think it might be the right time to review and expand our understanding of the story. This will be the first of a series of videos discussing sorcery itself. Today we concentrate on cursed energy, curses, techniques, and the underlying world of Jujutsu Kaisen, so strap in, relax, and enjoy. Cursed energy, also known as negative energy, is generated by people and stored within them. And although its foundation lies in the negative emotions of humans, meaning that the majority of persons have cursed energy, there is no clear correlation between the amount of cursed energy intrinsic to a being and their feeling of anger, sadness, or hatred, although such emotions can impact the release of it at a given moment. Only a small fraction of people have significant levels of it, and an even smaller fraction are able to channel it. Humans naturally leak cursed energy, and after enough time it will start to accumulate and shape, resulting in the birth of a curse. These entities are made up by a core and pure cursed energy, with the former acting as the heart of the curse. This process of sedimentation is most usual in places where people tend to have negative emotions, such as work, hospitals, and schools. The power of a curse is attributed to the feelings that birthed it. The majority are born from scattered feelings, and thus tend to be weaker. However, those born from a particular collective fear or source of hatred will generally be stronger. For example, the disaster curses presented during the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen are the result of people's fear in different aspects of nature. Jogo from volcanoes, Hanami from forests, and Mahito from the hatred humans harbor one another. Humans with high levels of cursed energy can see curses, the rest will instead perceive them in the form of strange or unexplained symptoms, although it's possible that under the threat of death or in special places they might be able to see them. Cursed energy manipulation allows people to imbue the energy onto themselves or other objects. Those able to do so can channel cursed energy to fists and legs in order to enhance their speed and physical attacks, or reinforce critical body parts in order to boost defense. Doing the same on weapons will increase their durability and result in stronger attacks. However, objects may break if too much energy is supplied to them at once. Weapons that have been permanently infused with cursed energy are known as cursed tools, and as curses can only be exorcised through the use of cursed energy, these are widely used. Cursed tools can have distinct abilities. For example, the inverted spear of heaven is a cursed tool powered by an abnormal energy that interferes with cursed techniques and manages to forcibly stop them. Individuals who can see curses and are able to successfully manipulate cursed energy are known as sorcerers. As explained by special grade sorcerer Yuki, they don't really contribute towards the creation of curses. This is due to their profession and ability to manipulate cursed energy. They either consume it or keep its flow within their own body. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are many more aspects to cursed energy. Elite sorcerers with a complex and sophisticated understanding of its essence can multiply negative energy together, creating positive energy, also known as reverse curse technique. The main property of this new energy is its healing capabilities. It allows humans to recover from otherwise fatal wounds and even regenerate missing limbs. An even more rare accomplishment is applying reverse curse technique on others. Not even Gojo, who sits in the pinnacle of sorcery, can manage this, with Yuta and Shoko being some of the few individuals to achieve this. On the other hand, curses can easily make use of negative energy in order to perform the same feats. As they are made of cursed energy, it's second nature to them, thus not being as impressive of an ability. Sorcerers and curses can output raw cursed energy. We see Mekamaru do this during the Kyoto Goodwill event arc, and although such an attack can be extremely devastating, it's a particularly inefficient way of using one's energy. Sorcerers will prioritize cursed energy manipulation in order to fight and defend themselves. Furthermore, some sorcerers and curses are blessed with innate techniques, powered by cursed energy. When a person or curse is born, there is a possibility that a cursed technique is carved into them. These are abilities powered through cursed energy. Although they are innate, it's possible to acquire them otherwise. Cursed objects which store souls, like Sukuna's fingers, will slowly etch the technique corresponding to the soul into the consumer. Such is the case of Itadori. Another case is that of Junpei, who was able to see curses but had no knowledge on cursed energy and was completely oblivious to sorcery. However, through idol transfiguration, Mahito managed to grant Junpei the ability to manipulate cursed energy and use a technique. It's unknown whether Junpei originally had the technique but his brain wasn't adjusted to sorcery, or whether Mahito managed to engrave a technique on Junpei. There seems to be a genetic component to curse techniques, at least in the big clans of Jujutsu. For example, the Kamo clan seem to have an affinity for blood manipulation, and the Gojo clan have had several users of the Limitless technique throughout history, with such ability seemingly residing exclusively within the corresponding bloodlines. As mentioned before, curse techniques are fueled using negative energy. However, sorcerers with access to positive energy may decide to power their innate technique with it instead. This results in the inverse effect of the technique and is known as curse technique reversal. There is much more to this, and in order to explore what lies beyond, I will need the help of none other than Gojo himself. Satoru is a special case, even when considering his status. His innate technique, Limitless, grants him control over space at an atomic level, along with the ability to bring forth the concepts of infinity, convergence, and divergence. I don't really like this explanation, and believe that there are better ways to understand his technique. For example, by visualizing a change of scale, although this is a topic for another video. Limitless base application results in the perfect defense, the power to stop or infinitely slow down approaching matter. Blue is an application of this technique that results in violent attractive forces around a specific point. Red, on the other hand, is the result of powering blue with positive energy instead of negative one, resulting in a repelling force. His teleportation comes from manipulating the space between himself and the destination. Similarly, Yoko has been shown to employ different abilities, having used lava-based attacks together with the creation and manipulation of explosive insects against Gojo. So how come the likes of Satoru, Nobara, the Death Paintings, and the Disaster Curses seem to have a large number of moves at their disposal, while others seem to be limited to a single ability? There is no one better than Sukuna to explain this.
お前もこの小僧も呪いの何たるかをまるで分かっていないな。いい機会だ。教えてやる。本物の呪術というものを。
That wasn't very insightful, so in order to expand on this, let's take a look at the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. Although we have not been able to explore much of it, Gege has clearly outlined how the society of sorcery works, at least in the land of the rising sun. We are presented with a community detached from the technological wonders of Japan, a place frozen in time, run by conservative elders, and influenced by clans committed to deeply rooted archaic values. We have seen how a person's worth is solely dictated by their curse technique, and how teenagers are expected to sacrifice their life in order to maintain the status quo. The current stagnation seems to be the result of the education sorcerers receive. During his rematch against Toji, Gojo says something very interesting which contextualizes the training of sorcerers.
代々伝わる送電の術式のメリットは取説があること。デメリットは術式の情報が漏れやすいこと。
The present foundation of Jujutsu lies in learning and repeating the limiting practices established centuries ago. There is no intention of allowing sorcerers to truly understand the essence of cursed energy, and thus the extent of their abilities. In order to maintain their power and the illusion of peace, the higher-ups have established practices such as systematically hindering those who don't fit the system, preserving techniques within specific bloodlines, and suppressing the development of sorcery. Although Gojo was raised in this environment, his natural talent and encounter with Toji have allowed him to transcend its limitations and emerge as a banner of strength, inspiring others to follow the path he has created. The likes of Itadori, Yuta, Megumi, and Nobara have not been exposed to this community. Their understanding of cursed energy and techniques is not constrained, and this is what makes them so special. Others most probably only use their technique in a specific way, because the moment they displayed it, they were quickly forced to exorcise curses and defend themselves against curse users, without ever giving thought to the scope of their talent. It's possible that their technique is the manifestation of an underlying ability, or perhaps they could channel it in different ways in order to create unique moves. This raises many questions. For example, is Inumaki's curse speech all there is to his technique? Could Todo swap the souls of others? What would their curse technique reversal look like? On the other hand, due to their origins, the subconscious understanding of cursed energy, curses, and death paintings have most likely allows them to better harness the full extent of their techniques. The framework behind Jujutsu is largely based on Naruto's concept of chakra, and through a number of small, intricate additions, Gege has managed to create a system that serves as the backbone of the story, rather than just a complement to it. The use of curses and religious influences have allowed the author to effortlessly integrate Japan's rich culture into the story, with curse techniques enhancing this, but playing an even more important role. Abilities seem to perfectly align with their user's demeanor and elevates the uniqueness of characters. For example, Todo's eccentricity, brutal honesty, and playfulness seem to perfectly match his simple yet effective ability to switch positions with others, while the ratio technique of Nanami is the perfect extension of his emotionless and formal approach to sorcery. This is complemented with the endless possibilities techniques have to offer, creating steep learning curves and providing sorcerers with limitless potential. Gege has constructed a world that continuously grows outside his canon, although not free of criticism, as his complex explanations and use of powers in the story have divided the community. Which techniques would you like to see further developed? What other concepts of Jujutsu Kaisen interest you? Leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.